Go ahead. Turn it up. It's the Record Machine Show with your host, Jimmy Howe.
Just spent my last quarter, ordered Jack and water, as Merle sings my troubles away. Two steppers have stopped and the noise levels dropped. The regulars are all that's left. At the end of the song there won't be nothing wrong, not even a drop in my glass. The good times ain't over, but that I am sure of. The tabs are all closed and the band's all gone home. An hour past midnight in the neon room light. When this last song is done, I'm headed home. I'll be sure to turn out the lights. Just tipped my last 10 to the Friday night house band. They play Haggard, that old country way. The bartender yells last call, I'm ordering around, faded to the end of the week. At the end of the song there won't be nothing wrong, not even a drop in my glass. Good times ain't over, but that I am sure of. The tabs are all closed and the band's all gone home. An hour past midnight in the neon room light. When this last song is done, I'm headed home. I'll be sure to turn out the lights. Just a few more hours till opening time. I'm patiently waiting to do it all again tonight. The good times ain't over, that I am sure of. The tabs are all closed and the band's all gone home. An hour past midnight in the neon room light. When this last song is done, I'm headed home. I'll be sure to turn out the lights. Yes, I'll be sure to turn out the lights.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome country recording artist Kayleigh Mathews. How you doing, Kayleigh?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good. It's a nice day here in the neighborhood of North Myrtle Beach. Where are you calling from?
Oh, good. I'm in Nashville.
That's where you're from, too?
No, I'm originally from Arizona,
Oh, wow. What part?
Tucson.
Very nice. I got some friends in Arizona as well, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, nice. What part do they live in?
One lives in Phoenix, and I believe the other one said Tempe, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I have family in that area.
Nice. So you grew up Arizona your whole life? You lived there?
I did. Yeah, I moved to Nashville 5 years ago. But other than that, I was just in the desert.
Wow. So tell me about your musical background. When did you first get involved in music?
Yeah, so I started really, my parents noticed around 3 years old is when I really started to gravitate towards music and singing. And when I was 5, they got me involved in this nonprofit organization called Kids Unlimited, where they teach you how to have a stage presence. So it was acting, singing, and dancing. And I was pretty terrible at the dancing. So acting and singing is really what I gravitated towards. And I was with them for several years till I got into high school.
Wow. Now, do you play any instruments?
I do. Yeah. I started playing guitar about 16. And I've continued with that ever since.
That probably helps a lot with songwriting, correct?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, I believe every band or artist is influenced by someone. Who are some of your influences?
Oh, man. Like early on, I would say my parents kind of listened to a big variety of music. So early on, I loved gospel music. I was drawn to that. My grandparents were missionaries, so the Gaither vocal groups. I remember listening to those tight harmonies. And then my dad loved classic rock, so I fell in love with, like the Eagles and Journey and Queen, Elton John, Stevie Nicks. And I was kind of a lone wolf as far as country music. I always listened to it, and I think it was the storytelling aspect that I like. So it was, then I was hearing like Deanna Carter singing Strawberry Wine and Faith Hill, Martina McBride, all these women with big voices.
Nice. Now, how do you approach songwriting? What's your creative process like?
Oh, man, it varies. So most of the time for me, I feel like I kind of just write things down. So I have things that people say, whether they're phrases or a word. I just keep a notepad full of things that I hear or that come to my mind. And then I will sit down every once in a while when I feel the itch to write something, and I just kind of explore where that goes. And for me, it's definitely been more lyrics, and then the melody follows.
Nice. Your brand new EP, Turn Out the Lights. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so that was a really exciting project. I've always gravitated towards the traditional country sound, so the heavy steel guitar, the heartbreak ballads, something that you can dance to. And the last 3 years I've been touring all over the country, and I've kind of seen how just over time those kind of honky tonks dive bars that made country music really what it is, or where you paved your way, a lot of those have gone away. Mm-hmm. And they're just kind of changing over. We're in this changing phase. And so I wanted to write a EP about the places that still had that traditional country music and what that was like. And so that's really where Turn Out the Lights came from, was, they say paying your dues, and it really is just that. Now,
this podcast is going to feature 2 of your tracks, the title track, Turn Out the Lights, and the song Cheatin' Chaser. What's the story behind those 2 songs?
Yeah, so for Cheatin' Chaser, that's actually kind of a funny story. So that song was inspiration of my own life. I moved to Nashville. I was 24 years old, and I, had never really been in a big city like Nashville. I was married at the time, and within a year of moving here, I was divorced and really feeling kind of lost. I hadn't really found my place yet in town, and mm-hmm. I had a really small group of friends. And so I was just feeling kind of the weight of the world on my shoulders. And I had gotten the idea for the song around that time, and I wrote it down, just the words Cheatin' Chaser. That's all I had. Mm-hmm. And I was just picking around one day, and I started, for that one, it was actually different. I started playing a melody, and it just sort of started coming out. And my manager doesn't ever really get involved in my creative process, but he kept hearing me play and sing it over and over again. And finally I was like, hey, I want to play this for you and see what you think. So I started playing it, and he was like, I know I said I would never step into this creatively, but I really think this needs to be on the EP. And so we went into the studio, we recorded it, and even my producer was like, I think this is meant to be on this project. And when we got it back, it was like the missing link. It was exactly and more what I could have hoped for for a song on that project. And then Turn Out the Lights. That one I love Merle Haggard. And so that one's, I guess, my most Merle Haggard inspired songs. Talking about the people like me who like to close down a bar on a Friday, Saturday night. There's a little bit of, kind of longing of like, oh man, like we got to go home soon and we got to wait a whole week until we can do this again. And that's kind of how that song came to be. I wanted to put that into lyrics, what that feels like.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, staying at a bar until, they told you to get the hell out.
Yes.
And it was fun while you were doing it, but then the next day I always regretted it, especially in the summertime, when I was out by the pool. I was like, damn, I shouldn't have stayed up so late.
Absolutely. I think you learn those things as you get older. Like, if you're going to go to the bar, you have a drink and then a glass of water, and you keep alternating that.
Right. Because like I said, when you live like in an area where it's hot and you're out by the pool the next day and you're hungover, it's like, damn, I shouldn't have did that.
Absolutely.
And sometimes the only cure is the hair of the dog, right? I mean, just have another drink, right?
Yes.
But then you regret that a few hours later, too, because I've done that before, too, when I was younger. I remember one Thanksgiving, we went out because Wednesday, is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving is like notorious for going out and getting drunk. And everybody does it. So we all went out, we got drunk, and then the next day, we went to my mom's house, and it's like everybody's hungover, and it's like, well, what are we gonna do? Like, we feel like crap, so just have a beer or a shot or something like that. But I don't do that no more, man. I don't even stay up that late.
I can relate to that. I'm like, you start to, in the music side of things, you have to really shift your schedule. I was always like an early bird, and now we're like starting to shift my schedule because shows are later and later at night. And I'm like, well, I can't be like a grandma out there in my pajamas.
Right. Well, if you could do a duet or a collaboration with any artist, who would it be and why?
Oh man, that's such a loaded question. I would say, man, if I had to pick in my genre, it would probably be Ashley McBryde or Miranda Lambert, and both of them for kind of the same reason. They're just so genuine and authentically themselves. And as a female singer and songwriter, I respect the hell out of that. And we need a little bit more of that these days. I just love who they are as people and their ideas that they have as songwriters. They're just really strong, independent women.
Excellent choices. Now, I read in your bio that last year you sang the national anthem at the Cheyenne Frontier Days Rodeo in Wyoming. What was that experience like?
Incredible. That was such a crazy whirlwind. We literally had a month's notice. And so we ended up having to work it into my schedule. So we left Nashville and we drove up to Wyoming. We got literally, it was like a 2-hour thing. Like, we got there, we got to walk around, where all of the horses and all the riders are coming in and getting signed up and going through security. And then they took us right on to the rodeo arena. So we actually walked right into the middle, and all the stands were full. And it was a televised event, so that was pretty cool to see the inner workings of that. And it was incredible. They had fireworks for the Rockets' Red Glare, and I actually had family that ended up coming to it, and so we got to visit with them after the show. And then I had to be in Florida by Thursday, so I sang on a Tuesday and then was in a show down in Milton, Florida on the Thursday. But it was incredible. I can't really describe it. if you get the chance to ever go to Frontier Days, it's an amazing experience.
Nice. Now, when you do a gig like that, does that open up other opportunities for like similar situations, like maybe singing at a Nashville Predators game? You know, they have a hockey team there in Nashville.
Yes, I've never gotten to sing for the Predators games, but I have sang for Vanderbilt, a college in Nashville. I've been able to sing for the basketball games there. So there's a lot. Actually, back home, I sang for our team. Our minor league baseball team was the Sidewinders. I got to sing the national anthem for that. So it does start to open up other doors for that sort of thing. The rodeo circuit is actually a very tight group of people. So I ended up actually getting to, after that, I got to do the barn dance for the Pasadena Rodeo in Pasadena, Texas.
Wow, that sounds interesting. You know, it would be really cool if you got a guest spot on the show Yellowstone. Maybe do a bar scene.
Gosh, that would be a dream. I love Lainey Wilson.
That would be pretty cool, right?
Yes, it would. I would love to be on Yellowstone.
I love that show. What is it about music that makes you feel passionate?
I think it's the real and raw side of music that's, you know, some people gravitate towards movies or books, and that's their escape. For me, it's always been music, and I think because it's a storytelling outlet, you know, it started out with folk music or bluegrass music. That was ways that generations before were telling, you know, stories about life, stories about things that were good and hard and ugly, and passing down through the generations. And I think even still, it's that. It's a way to escape. It's a way to relate to people. And at the same time, sometimes it makes me want to dance.
Nice. Now, what do you like to do in your free time outside of music? Any hobbies?
So I obviously, with music, I love to travel. Travel is a big part of what we do, and I always like to eat somewhere local. Mm-hmm. We like to geocache. That is still a thing, which is really cool. It's gotten us able to see different unique places that are around the country. Mm-hmm. I love to hike and be outdoors. I'm a big nature person. I love to fish, and I love to read too.
Awesome. Now, anyone looking to follow you on social media or get show dates or even purchase your music, they can certainly go to your website, KayleighMathews.com, correct?
It's just KayleighMathews.com. On social media, it is Kayleigh Mathews Music.
Gotcha. Now, is there anything you'd like to mention that we didn't talk about today?
Yeah, actually, have a few bigger things coming up this year. In the end of May, Memorial Week, I'll be participating in the SOB Songwriters Festival down in Rocky Point, Mexico. So if anyone is in the area, come check it out. And then June 10th, I actually will be opening for Lindsay L. and Ashley McBride at the Black Diamond Music Festival in Nelsonville, Ohio. So we have a lot of bigger things coming later this year.
Any plans to come to Myrtle Beach?
Oh, man, I want to get to Myrtle Beach. I don't have anything there as of right now, but I do have lots of shows along the coast in your next door neighbors up there in North Carolina.
Oh, nice, because we have the Alabama Theater and the Carolina Opry here, too. So those might be
cool.
Two venues you might want to look into.
Yeah, I'll definitely check those out and hit them up, see what we can do. Awesome.
Well, Kayleigh, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today. I really dig this EP, and I want to wish you the best of luck with the EP and the upcoming shows this year.
Thank you so much, James. It was so great to talk to you, and if you ever get out my way, let me know. We'll show you around.
Absolutely. I'll hit you up, all right?
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right, you take care now.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
What after a double. My mind's crystal clear. I'm sitting alone in this old dive bar, sipping away my broken heart. I wish I could say this time is the first. After a couple, I won't feel what hurts. Thoughts and emotions getting mixed up with time. One more shot should be alright. 'Cause tonight my chaser's a treated song. Blue of this neon somehow feels like home. Liquid courage helps drown out our song. Still yet my highest tab ain't enough. Getting over you is 100 proof stuff. I wish I could say this time is the first. After a couple, I won't feel what hurts. Thoughts and emotions getting mixed up with time. One more shot should be alright. 'Cause tonight my chaser's a treated song. Ain't enough wine for this road we're on. I'll go straight for the bourbon and a Keith Whitley song. I wish I could say this time is the first. After a couple, I won't feel what hurts. Thoughts and emotions getting mixed up with time. One more shot should be alright. 'Cause tonight my chaser's a treated song. Yeah, tonight my chaser's a cheated song.
The Record Machine Show is a weekly radio podcast produced by Jimmy Howell Productions. All rights reserved. For information regarding distribution or adding this podcast to your website, please visit our contact page at therecordmachineshow.com to submit your request. Thanks for listening. See you next time on The Record Machine Show.
The Record Machine Show.